What's up, my YouTube family? Sergeant Graybeard with another Outriders video. Today is Monday, March 1st, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. In today's video, my friends, I'd like to take some time and try and answer some of the questions that you sent the channel over the last few days. I'd like to also go over some of your feedback, as well as talk about where the demo is now and what the game is doing to continually make it better. Now, if you happen to be new here, first of all, welcome. Secondly, feel free to hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family. And if you enjoyed this or found it helpful at all, take a quick second and hit that like button. It really does help us out. Finally, as most of you know, we have giveaways here, and our current one is for an Xbox Series X. However, more importantly, we will also be making a donation in the winner's name to St. Jude Children's Hospital for $500. The winner will be announced on April 4th of this year to celebrate the 1-year anniversary at the channel, and all you need to do to enter is either subscribe here or follow us on Twitter. Either way is fine. As always, please keep in mind that watching our content is not a requirement to win. Only watch the things here you may enjoy. That's why you have the option of entering via Twitter. Having said that, let's get into today's video. So as I start off today, my friends, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your continued support. I mean, the way these Outriders videos have been received, I've only done a few of them so far, but the interaction between us and the fact that you're enjoying the content and we're, all the feedback, it sincerely means the world. Having said that, my friends, let's now get into answering some of your questions. The first of which being in regards to matchmaking and crossplay. So with crossplay, first and foremost, you want to go to your menu and you're going to scroll down and make sure that it says crossplay enabled. Once this is set to on, my friends, you are good to go. At that point, you will be able to start your own group or have a buddy of yours start theirs up, and you'll be able to join them anytime you want. Now, whenever you are ready to play with a few friends of yours, all you're going to do is go to your lobby. You're going to go to play with friends, and at that point, you decide whether you want to generate your own code or enter a code that a friend has given you. Once you've gotten your code, at that point, my friends, you just reach out to whomever you want to play with, let them know what the code is, they enter it in, you guys are in a group, and you're totally good to go. Now, some of you are asking how long these codes were good for, and as far as I know, what happens is this. As long as your game session is active when you get that code generated, they can join anytime you're actually online. However, once that gaming session has ended, that code then becomes invalid, and you'll need to generate a new one, or your friends will anytime you guys want to group up again. Next, my friends, I'd like to talk about matchmaking, and many of you have reached out to the channel saying you have not had any success with it whatsoever. I'm in the same boat, it hasn't worked as yet, but keep in mind that matchmaking is still in the beta phase, so there are going to be problems here and there. The good news, my friends, is that the game is well aware that this problem is taking place. They are working on fixing it, and do me a favor, if you have been able to get matchmaking to work, let me know, how often it's been happening, what platform you're on, all that good stuff. Moving on to loot and gear, as most of you know by now, if you do wind up purchasing the main game, you will be able to transfer all of your progress from the demo to the main game. And one of the questions I got over the weekend was, what's the point of looting for things if these things are stuck at this level? So for those of you that may have missed it, on Saturday I actually put out a farming video, so I will leave a link for that in the description down below. However, the main reason you want to farm now is when the main game launches, there is going to be a full crafting station. Now that station will give you the ability to completely upgrade your weapons, and there's a lot of stuff to go over with that. I will have a standalone video on that itself. However, one thing I want to point out is when you're leveling up your weapon, you only have the opportunity to do it one time. So to give you a quick example, let's say you pick up a weapon in the demo, you absolutely love the thing, it's at level 8, and now you've purchased the main game, you're playing, and you want to level up your weapon, let's say to 15. Once you do that, the weapon is then capped at level 15. Having said that, this is all the information I have right now, and this could change between now and launch. However, as I mentioned, I will do a standalone video talking about crafting because there are so many different ways you can craft these things and really maximize the item or weapon to your gameplay. Finally, my friends, I want to talk about some of the issues gamers are having, and the one thing I want to mention as we move on in the video is the fact that I sincerely appreciate the manner in which the game is communicating with its players because they're aware of these issues, and instead of just not saying anything, they're responding directly. You can see at the end of last week, Outriders put out a tweet saying, "We are pushing updated builds to PC and PlayStation platforms, with Xbox following on later next week. This will allow us to improve our back-end analysis systems used for balancing and issue tracking. And one thing I'd like to mention really quick in regards to, different issues people were having as we move on is regardless of my personal gameplay, one thing I want to make sure I do here is let you know what's going on and hopefully give you some workarounds. I mean, so far my experience with the game has been pretty smooth. I've had a few issues, but nothing that's been game-breaking. You can see here that Outriders also put out a tweet on Friday giving you a link to the official Outriders demo help and tracking thread. I will leave a link to this down below, and I strongly recommend if you're having any problems, definitely check this out. On that thread, they happen to go over a lot of details that gamers are having right now, and I don't want to bore you by reading everything, but there is one thing I want to cover real quick in regards to how they're trying to deal with things and helping you with the issues you may be having. What you're seeing on screen right now is a message from, I believe, the community manager on Reddit, and it says the following. When the demo launches, our global QA and community teams will be standing by to triage any reported issues. I will try to personally check in on all threads reporting issues that appear to affect multiple people. It then goes on to say, in order to help us better understand certain issues, please be sure to include the following in any bug or crash reports. And then it goes on to list the different platforms and, what happened when you were playing, how you were playing, and all of that stuff. One thing I'd like to mention really quick as I start to wrap this video up is just because if you look at that list, you may not see a problem that you're having. Now, that does not mean that it's not being worked on. They just haven't updated the thread as yet to include that as well. Most of you know by now that one of my main goals at the channel is trying to help out gamers any way possible. So if you're having a problem in the game that wasn't mentioned in this video or it wasn't mentioned on the Reddit page, please let me know in the comments section down below. I'll try to get back to you as quickly as possible, hopefully with some answers. With that being said, my friends, I'm going to start to wrap this up. As I mentioned earlier, thank you all so much for supporting these Outriders videos. It sincerely means so much, and I cannot wait to continue to bring you content in regards to farming and gameplay and all of the things we can look forward to. As far as the rest of the week goes, I know I'll be bringing you another farming video at one point. We'll also be talking about some more details about crafting, what it's going to look like, and what it may look like when the game launches, and I'm sure I will bring you another news video once we have more information to pass along. As most of you know, one of my favorite aspects in having a channel is the communication that we have. So let me know what you think of the game so far. Are you enjoying it? What's your experience been like? And as I said before, in any way I can help you out, I will definitely do my best to do so. On that note, my friends, as I mentioned at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.